Newsly is an audio app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time in the history of the internet, the web becomes listenable. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling, start listening. And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 40 countries. Our podcast, Mushmouth, is there too. Download and use Newsly for free now from www.newsly.me or from the link in the description and use promo code MUSH2021. That would also put in the description and receive a 1-month free premium subscription.
Mushmouth.
She get wicked. Like what you saying. Wrong. She get wicked. Yeah. I heard they catching bodies who mother like what you saying. On script about the streets and them projects like who you playing. I feel like with my nigga that say about what we had. Ain't gonna take none of your charge of my nigga like what you saying, what you saying. Wrong. She get wicked. Yeah. Say pretty me dirty, but she end up keeping it real. The jewelry that time and got out and caught him a deal. The J gave me that time and I swear you went down the hit. I heard them boy they slime no woman they catch you slipping. She my parts one deal, so I'm guessing I wasn't his. My mama gave us something, them crackers when we were kids. The collection on that no play my auntie, she took
A Ellen Scovie review. Ellen Scovie review. What's up? It's your girl Elle.
King Scovie.
We're here with you again, back at it. Well, actually, this isn't our first review, but maybe it'll be the first published review. That's my bad. On my editing speed. But we wanted to talk and review Jordan Peele's new movie, Candyman. Is it just Candyman or is it the Candyman? I have to make sure of that. When I was a kid, Candyman was one of those urban legends that all of the kids played, even though we were terrified. It was a game. I think I watched an interview where the beautiful main female lead was talking about how they played Candyman, and she said played. It wasn't like a summons, like we wasn't trying to summon no spirit because we didn't want to do nothing like that. We weren't playing with no summoning nothing. So we did it like a game just so we could do it. But yeah, she said they'll all be in front of the mirror or whatever, and they'll say it up to the 4th time, and then when it's about to be the 5th time, everybody will take off running. Yeah, that's just about how we played it too. And one dummy will be in there saying it last, but everybody will be done left them. We're trying to hold the door. She's dead. Leave her. Right. Somebody will run out first and then try to hold the door, and everybody stay there while we screaming or something like that. Yeah, it was a game. We weren't trying to summon nothing for real. But yeah, I didn't watch the entire movie when I was a kid because I wasn't allowed to, but I was sneaking trying to see stuff. And when I tell you the original Candyman, Tony Todd, I didn't have to see no blood. I didn't have to see no blood. I didn't have to see him kill nobody. That dude scared the shit out of me. That dude scared the mess out of me. I didn't even have to see him kill nobody. His voice, babe. Not just the bass in it, the level of it, just the way he delivered his lines. That maybe hit one of them ones, hit that one, but not all the way up. Yeah, just the way he delivered. He was a powerful actor, and I use the word powerful not loosely, because if somebody can act and perform where they make your body vibrate, and you start feeling it like shiver. Yeah. He was impactful, and it was sad because he was so good in that role. I think I read somewhere where he said he was typecast, so he couldn't get any other parts but being like a bad guy or you know, horror figure, or a horror figure, or a horror figure. That's unfortunate though, because I can imagine he was on stage because back then, you know, the black actors, everybody came from stage, you know, because that's pretty much the only place you can act like that because they wasn't making no movies with us. Or letting us make movies. They come out and make your own stuff. They wasn't letting us make movies either. So it wasn't like we could have made it. We had to do, you know, what the industry had set up because they had it set up like that. So, but it wasn't making no movies like that for us. So I think that's good though. Yeah, that's better. 2021 was directed by Nia Dacosta, and I'm going to put correction if I'm wrong, and executive produced by Jordan Peele. Jordan's one of our favorite anything. He is hilarious on Key and Peele. He was hilarious on Mad TV. I ain't never watched it. I just saw some of the clips. And, you know, it was exciting when he stepped into, you know, directing and stuff. His first film, Get Out, was beautiful. I loved how he marketed and pitched it, and I see exactly where he's going with it and us. But I will be honest, those first two movies, something was missing from me. I enjoyed what he was doing, and I knew exactly his intent, but something was a little off. Maybe the build-up was too long for me in Get Out. And in Us, I could rock with it. But Lupita's dialogues, many dialogues, that threw me off the movie. Because I couldn't even half hear or understand what she was saying. So that part right there messed the movie up for me. But I totally got everything he was doing, and I'm so excited every time he drops something because he makes it. He presents it. And if we can support Tyler Perry, we're going to support Jordan on every single thing he do. Do you feel me? Nothing against Tyler Perry, but we got to know his production quality is nothing Jordan level. So let's be real here. But so if we as a black community can support Tyler Perry, we can keep supporting Jordan. And I love the Candyman. The story is a little different, and I had watched all those true crime, you know, YouTube true crime tales before about the Candyman origin and legend and where it came from. Maybe I should put a little notation in here about it. Okay, the original Candyman origin legend. I'm gonna throw up some clips from some other YouTubers about it, but it was about this lady who lived in a project, and I want to say it was a white lady, but I don't know though. It might have been a black lady. I gotta look at it again. But she was complaining that she heard something was in her house. Things were moving in her house. But she was screaming one night, and ain't nobody go check on the old lady, and they found her dead. Come to find out, somebody came through the mirror and killed her. But they came through the mirror because the apartment next door was set up like that. So somebody, like a bum or whatever he was setting up shop in an empty apartment next door, and they broke into that lady's house through her bathroom mirror. And so that's where the legend of Candyman came from. Apparently, that's what I read. But Cabrini Green, I love just saying that. I don't know, it's so weird. Cabrini Green is like a fictitious name for a fictitious place setting. My bad, I'm gonna get his clothes. But Cabrini Green. And I think it was in the Cabrini Green neighborhood where that thing happened with that lady. But are you okay? Are you okay? You just walking around the whole car. He's alright. What about that? About the Cabrini Green neighborhood. And so the legend was born. Okay. I'm not going to talk about the older version because I truly don't know the story other than what was told to us through the second one. So I'm not going to talk about it. Instead, I am going to review this movie as though this is the first time seeing a Candyman movie because it actually is. I hadn't, like I said, I never saw the entire movie of Candyman when I was a kid, just clips here and there when I was trying to sneak and peek. But, so as a new moviegoer going to see this movie, the story was well done. I enjoyed the crap out of this movie. I loved it. I loved the story. I love the direction. And I love, you know what I'm seeing too? You know what's awesome? Okay, so this is one that Jordan did not direct. Jordan directed Get Out. Jordan directed Us. But Jordan didn't direct Candyman. He let somebody else do it. And not just anybody else. This bomb-ass, locked up, chocolate, you know what I mean? Chocolate queen. And she doing the thing. And the feeling of the movie was, look, it was like at least 50% better than his other works. I can appreciate Jordan for realizing maybe he saw for himself something was short and he let somebody else take the reins. Now that's something I gotta give that up for him, that he let somebody else direct. And these are not jabs at Tyler Perry, but I don't know. It's just like people are telling you, and you can see the proof for yourself. So why don't you get some help? Now, I guess I keep going at Tyler Perry because we all have been A1 supporters, and then he's not even like listening. Like, dude, we're trying to help you. Anyway, off of Tyler Perry, but so Jordan stepped back and let this girl Nia do it, and she did it awesome. I mean, it was beautiful. It was for creatives. It was artistic. The artwork, oh my God. Like, okay, so Candyman was going through different things or whatever. Not Candyman. Old boy was, you know, going through different things. He was an artist, right? And he was going through different things and changes, and the changes was being presented in how he was painting and his painting styles. And like by the time he was truly losing it, oh my God, that art was beautiful. I feel like I have seen whoever that artist's work is, and I might have to pull that up and add it to this video. But I absolutely adored all the artwork, all of it, from the beginning. As one artist, from one artist to the next, kudos, you guys. Like, the wardrobe was divine. Little chocolate beautiful lady was, I don't even know her name. I gotta look her up. But they said she in the Marvel universe. I don't care nothing about that. But she got a Disney princess face. She's so cute. She was dressed. Dude was dressed. Brother was dressed. You know what I'm saying? I just absolutely loved the direction that they took with this movie. It was just the right amount of gore. It was just the right amount of jump scares. It was just the right amount of, suspense. They did it correctly. And like this, like I've only seen past like blah blah reviews on this movie. It's unfortunate, and I feel like the reviewers who are reviewing this movie are people who are stuck in their feelings about how the movie make you feel about the main subject matter, which is the gentrification of the neighborhood. I love how he incorporates our social justice issues into his scripts, because that's something that I do myself, and could write a whole script around police brutality and don't have nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what they did here, and I thought that was beautiful. It's gonna make people feel uncomfortable, and those people who feel uncomfortable are giving the movie a bad review. The movie is not bad. Those people who felt some type of way because it was putting gentrification on the spotlight, it was putting police brutality and the unjust treatment of black people in America as a whole in the spotlight, it made them uncomfortable, so they gave the movie a bad review. This movie was beautiful. It was executed very well. It was just cinematically pretty. Even the CGI wasn't overdone or even really noticeable, except for Tony Todd. We already said spoilers. Tony Todd's cameo was adorable. You totally can tell the CGI, but who cares? I gave him a total pass on that because the way that it was done, like, I feel like they covered it enough where it still worked. But I love that. That was the best. Like, that's how you do a cameo. Like, I'm sitting here waiting. It's like an Alfred Hitchcock. You know what I mean? You know he's in the movie somewhere, Alfred Hitchcock, but you don't know where you're going to see him at. That's totally what I got off of that. Like, just good job. It was a good job to me. Like, I left feeling excited. You know what I mean? Like, it's not too many movies that have you so amped. Not for me, anyway, because after we left that, we snuck in a free guy. But, boy, I tell you, that jump was driving me crazy, and it was making me lose that feeling that I had for Candyman, so I wanted to leave. Because it was just a whole bunch of distraction. I thought you had to go to your house. You don't? That's okay. You said you had to go back to your house, but if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm riding with you. It's just pretty to me, right? A horror movie was very beautiful. Should we speak more on tell me what you like, babe. What you liked about it? Whoa. These are the highest speed bumps. These aren't speed bumps. These speed rockies. Speed mountains. Oh. Hey. I was saying, babe, you missed this part that I said that Jordan directed Get Out, and he directed Us. But he didn't direct this one. He let somebody else direct, even though he was very heavily involved as executive producer and, of course, making the story good. Isn't it like maybe he felt that something was missing from his first movies? He let somebody else take the realm, but even if he didn't, he was totally anti-Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? Like, people are telling you, or maybe Tyler Perry even feels something's off. But instead of letting somebody else take over so that he can help and assist and be the best at making it from the side, he don't let nobody direct. Maybe that's a note to Tyler Perry. Because for me, this was Jordan's best movie. I'm not comparing. I am comparing. I don't mean to, though. I always compare stuff in order to grow. I would like our whole black entertainment industry to flourish together. You know what I mean? But we gotta know there's too many doggone egos in the black community, boy. There's too many egos. That's what it is, boy. But that's all right. You know, whoever want to work together, and we'll put on a beautiful work. Because that Candyman was beautiful to me. It was artistic. I love the paintings. And then, my daddy and my mom, they're painters. My dad paints more than my mom does. But, so that artwork, like, I grew up around that kind of artwork stuff. I love how he uses flashbacks. How they do the flashbacks. It was the same vibe as with us. So that's where I knew where Jordan was, you know, where he actually was putting his hand at, because those flashbacks and his use of the blue light. He uses the blue light effect when, I don't know, is it when something feels a little supernatural or when something's a little off-putting? You'll get that, or what do I want to say? Because in Get Out, they had used the blue light a lot with him falling into the sunken place or whatever, that blue light. Then with us, that blue light was with that little baby girl when she was in that fun house. You know, there was that blue light for that. Even with his logo, Monkey Paw Production has that blue light. So it's something about that blue light, meaning like supernatural. It's almost like poltergeist pulling you through the TV, that blue light. But I feel along with that blue light is some subliminal messaging. When you talk about subliminal messaging, babe, I always see it in a blue light filter. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like how they were saying.
We smoke, by the way.
How it's good for your eyes and stuff.
Yeah. And your vision. Making people zombies. That should be our next movie, right? Zombie movie. I actually wrote a zombie play because I was heavy in the theater. It was a Christian zombie play. It was a gospel zombie play. For Halloween. It was good though, in my opinion. I never got to put it up though. I can't have that extra pillows. Oh, also, although I enjoyed the guy who played the Candyman for this version, he actually seemed, and I think the casting for him was terrific because he seemed like a guy that you see around the way. You know that guy who you overlook because, you know, maybe he's been displaced, he's been out there for many years, and probably in the beginning people tried to help him get up, but maybe he mentally couldn't handle it, or he's been so broken that he can't get back up and he just decides to stay there. And that becomes his norm. So he's out there. David scratched for $28. I gave him the ticket. I said, "Ooh, I'm lucky." He'll be out there. He hung out with me most of the night last night. So what I was saying was, the guy that played Candyman was one of those subtle heroes. You know, his face, you know, his demeanor, the way he delivered his character. He was so acceptable because he reminded me of, you know, those down on your luck guys. And, what was I saying? Misunderstood. He may even have been an Army veteran, whoever that Candyman was. He may have been an Army vet, you know, with PTSD, because, you know, they usually ended up on the street. That was 1970, what? I'm gonna look that up. That was 1978 or something like that. And this man was homeless and on the street passing out candy to kids because that's the only thing he found joy in, or maybe peace in, because his life and situation, how he grew up, hadn't done him correctly, or he wasn't able to handle it. And so he meets his demise, probably in the way his whole life had been, with the brutality of people, not just white people, but, you know, our people too. When we look down on others, we can be just as mean as others. Like that, them dogs him out and stuff. And so he became Candyman. Because damn it, if he ain't earned something, like somebody need to get taken out for this shit. I don't know, I'm just talking.
Damn, what the fuck did I do that for?
So his portrayal of Candyman was spectacular to me, and he didn't have to say a word really. He scared crap out of me when he came through that wall. I thought that little boy was a goner. But the real, for me, the real MVP of the movie was the guy at the laundromat. Because first of all, I love this is just me. Scovie gonna get when he hear this. A black man with bass or some kind of deepness in his voice. Oh my God, you got my attention already, automatically. But the way he delivered those lines, now out of everybody in the movie, he was Tony Todd level. He was the one that was Tony Todd level. But I'm glad he wasn't the Candyman. And I feel like they saw the strength in him too. He delivered the hell out of them lines. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And then after watching the movie and then watching his interview, and I'm glad I did it in that order instead of watching his real person and then watching him, it made me respect him even more. because the way his general speak is nothing like his delivery. He is an actor. Yes, he is. I don't even know who he is. I gotta look him up, see what else he did. I don't even know his name right now, but blame it on the wig. But so yeah. I really appreciate that movie. I appreciate the social justice message, you know. It's stunning and hurting our white brothers and sisters because they have lived the majority of their lives in a bubble, whether they were aware of the stripes of the black community or not. They didn't have to live it. And now it's like, oh my God, will these black people and their sad sob stories ever end? Well, that's exactly what Jordan's getting at. It's generational hurt. Generational hurt. White people did not grow up having to hear stories about their ancestors whooping the shit out of whoever. You know? But you better believe the black community passed those stories down. And like I've said several times, I'm in an area, you know, the slave market is still up. You know, it's still standing. There are old people, old heads now, they're dying out though. That generation is dying out. But they know what families their people used to own type deal. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? And so I don't know how far they passed them legacies and stuff, but that's not something that they have to live with unless they want to. But we do. We know where our families are from. We know what land we pick. We know da-da-da around here in this area. And so, yes, I can appreciate these things, and I felt exactly where those people got uncomfortable watching the movie and they're gonna trash it. But yeah. So what was I saying? And then he got another movie called Nope coming out. I've been writing this movie for Jordan for such a long time. And I wanted to like do something for him that maybe will get his attention. You know. I tried it once before with another director producer, but I guess it didn't work. I took it to the studios and everything. The guy at the gate said he had to call. He made a call and then told him I was nobody. Like, I guess they were like, who is that? It's nobody. Well, yeah, I guess you're right, guy. In the broad spectrum of things, I'm absolutely nobody. But I'm going to keep trying. And so I'm going to send this to Jordan with my synopsis for my movie. I still can't. Anyway, Jordan is a very deep thinker. Jordan, I know there's a better word for it, but I totally was lost because I'm not sure what word to use for Jordan. Like, I can tell, like, I'm a big Key and Peele head, and both of them are very talented, but the way Jordan is in real life, when you watch his interviews and stuff, makes me a little more endeared, you know. I love Key, don't get me wrong, with his ADHD ass. Both of them are really, but I don't think Keegan can contain his. Jordan got a little more chill with his, but Keegan can't contain his ADHD. But anyway, just the way, like, the characters he come up with, the way he takes a sketch where you don't think he's gonna go with it, like the way he can morph into these characters, you can tell that this is in him. He was born to do this. Like, yeah, I totally love Jordan's style, and I would love, that would be a dream to work with him, you know, because he's such a weirdo. And I like weirdos, don't I, babe? But I chose to do Wendell because Wendell is so sad. Like, I mean, he's sad. Wendell is funny, but he's sad as shit. Like, okay, so like, maybe this is the first sketch where I thought about Jordan actually writing it and what his thought process may have been when writing for this character Wendell, who is like, he is this self-depreciating character. Newsly is an audio app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and brings them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time in the history of the internet, the web becomes listenable. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling and start listening. And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 40 countries. Our podcast, Mushmouth, is there too. Download and use Newsly for free now from www.newsly.me or from the link in the description and use promo code MUSH2021. That would also put in the description and receive a 1-month free premium description. But yeah, Wendell It was definitely a special character, and just the thought of me making him with his little fat belly, that Superman bought bed was what appealed to me first. Because I was like, oh, that's dope. They didn't make them for real. And, I had to Google it. And the only Superman beds, I had seen before, the regular Superman beds, this is something special, man. So I kind of got excited about the Superman bed, so I wanted to make it. Oh, yes, she's a nerd and a weirdo. And, so I just used what I had, basically offhand. The only thing I got more of was clay, and I tried different clays, and you'll see that they worked, but it didn't work, and then it didn't work. And so I used, I went to my go-to, my favorite epoxy sculpt. Y'all know that shit expensive, so I tried to spread that out as much as, much as possible, not using it when I didn't have to, tons of filler. And I used that Crayola air dry clay from out of Walmart because I ran out of epoxy sculpt the first time.
Mush mouth.